So I thought I would just show you what I'm working on here. Just a quick little breeding, Rex breeding thing. So I had the two breeding, and I just was not getting the production, the egg production that I wanted. It was too long a process. So what I did was I have CryoPod, the original male. This male, as you can see by its name, says H2M0 male. So he's mutated, and he's got two health mutations, whereas these two females have no mutations. So the trick is as you're building your army of, in this case, Rexes, and you're building up their stats. In this case, I'm focusing on health stats right now. You want to use the male as the one that basically changes. The females never change out. Okay, so there's two here, and I wasn't getting enough, so I bred two more. The original female is now cryopotted. I put her away, but I had them breed the original male and the original female to produce more no mutation females. So I got two more here. These are just juveniles. So eventually they'll grow up um, to be adults, and then I'll move them over here. And in that case, I'll have the male in the middle with four non-mutated females basically pumping out eggs. Okay? Lots and lots of eggs. And then this little basket here, this little nest, captures them for me. This is an S plus feature. In what you're playing, you don't have this mod. This is part of the S plus structures. Um, you'll be able to get it August when you're allowed to have mods, but right now you can't run this. And all this little hatchery does is it just picks up the eggs for me and incubates them. So when I pick them up from here, they're ready to hatch. Otherwise, it's like this whole process, and I'll show it to you. Like if you don't have that, how you have to breed them. Basically, you let them breed, and then it's going to drop an egg, and then you have to pick up. In this case, he dropped poop. You got to pick up the egg and bring it over and put it around air conditionings and incubate it, and it's like a whole thing. So that like just helps speed it up. That's all it does. Is it cheating? Yeah, I know. We talked about this before. I guess on some level you can argue that it is cheating, but I mean, I'm not playing this game competitively. I'm playing it because I like having fun with it. And I don't like wasting. As you're learning, it's very time consuming to do certain things in this game. Like you could literally spend all day like just farming stuff or, going to get stone or whatever. So I just like using some of the mods that make life a little easier and quicker so I can enjoy the parts of the game that I like. Although I do enjoy breeding. I do find breeding the different dinosaurs kind of fun to see what they turn out like. Um, but in any case, so this is my male, my mutated male. If I look at ancestors, it says here, it's hidden by this bar, it says 2, random mutations 2, and they are health. You see his health is on the base level. As they level points, I never add any points to any of my breeding dinosaurs. And the reason I don't do that is because I want to know the original stats that I'm working from. Because when they produce a little baby dinosaur, it's based off of the dinosaur's original stats, not off of its leveled stats. So anyway, I don't want to get too deep into it, but for why I'm breeding these Rexes, which is to fight, I only care about health, and I only care about melee damage. Everything else doesn't matter. So this male, this is the original female, 8100. This male has 2 mutations, which has risen it up to 9,000. a dinosaur is allowed up to 20 mutations, okay, before it will stop producing mutations. So I still have 18 more health to go, and that will put my Rexes well above 10,000 base health. 10,000 base health. So once I imprint them and level them, you know, you're dealing with some pretty hardcore Rexes. The mutation, in which case the middle one is the health mutation, also not only does it give you stats, but it manifests itself in different colors on different parts of the dinosaur. The mutation is this red stripe down its back. So it's really cool the way that the game does that. So like the Rexes, you can see they have different color regions to their body. Like underneath is a different color, the top. Like Rexes, you know, each dinosaur has different regions that can be colored, okay? And when they mutate. So like, for example, this is blue because of the Easter colors, but that's also an example of how a mutation works. It'll like come out, the baby comes out like that color. Okay, so it just dropped a fertilized egg. See how it's glowing with that, almost like an alpha. So my hatchery will pick that up. It just picked it up, and now it's in here, and it's this one, and it's starting to incubate. So right now I have 2 females pumping out eggs. Once these 2 are adults, I'll put them on either side of that male. They have to be close enough to each other to breed. So I just have to make sure they're kind of like on top of each other. And then really start pumping out the eggs. And what I'm looking for, because the only thing I change out is the male. So you can see why it takes such a long process. When I hatch these eggs, I'm only looking for a health mutated male Rex. And that's like a 1.5% chance of happening on any given egg. So it's super low, which is, again, why breeding takes a long time in this game. Although I do have my breeding speeds increase, so they're pumping out eggs faster than they would like you guys playing. And these growing up usually take like 2 days. I have them growing up in like 3 hours. Okay? But at the normal game level speed, it takes like a day and a half, maybe 2 days to raise a Rex to adulthood. So you can imagine raising this to adulthood takes 2 days, then pumping out eggs. You get like 1 egg every 8 hours or every 10 hours, you know, and a 1% chance of it mutating. So you can see how long it would take people to breed their armies. Sometimes, like if you go on YouTube, you'll see like setups where they have like 1 male and then like 20 females surrounding it, just pumping out eggs. Like anything you can do to try to increase the production, the chances of getting those mutations. And that's only half done. So once I get all my health mutations, and like the next one, I'll change its name to H3M0, and so on from there, until I hit H20. Then what I'll do is I'll take him out, and he's done. I can get rid of him. And this one is my first melee mutation. His name is H0M1. So you can see his health is still that 8100, but his melee jumped up to 350. Okay? Everyone else's melee is identical. He was at 350. All the rest of these are at 337. So he had a melee mutation, which is why I have him off to the side. I will use him once I'm done with all of my health mutations. Then what I'll do is I'll move him because he's a male. So I'll take him and I'll move him into this spot with the no mutation females, start breeding melee mutations, and then at the end, breed the melee mutation 20 with the health mutation 20 and pump out 20 of those Rexes, and I'm ready for a fight. So that's kind of how that works. Since it's raining, we'll make sure we're full. And I will see you guys. Okay, I wanted to include this just real quick. So I'm hatching eggs, and I'm looking for level 250. See, this one is a level 250. The problem is, let's compare him to the 248 next door, okay? The problem is that the mutation that raised him to 250 is in stamina, not health. See the that little lightning bolt in his stats, the top left is a lightning bolt, and it says 2.1k. The standard is 2. See the mutation? Added to its stamina. And it's a male. I need it to be on his health. So there's a mutation, but the wrong mutation. So, unfortunately, I have to eat them. The little babies. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just going through my eggs. Okay. I wanted to show you just a quick little video. You guys know I am breeding my Rexes, and I got a mutation, a health mutation. And if you notice, this is my new male that had a health mutation. So what I did was I took out my old male, parked him over there, and now I'm gonna, and I raised this one to adult. You can tell he has a mutation because usually when there's a stat mutation, there's also a color region change. And you can see he has now taken on a bluish color. So I'm excited to see what the next, so he's got the red stripe down its back, which was the first mutation. Now the blue color is the second mutation. And as I keep stacking mutations, it will continue to look different. So, he is now ready to be the new breeding male. So we're going to put him right here in the middle. Move out of the way, ladies. I'm coming through. Move out of the way, ladies. Why can I not fit in there? I don't want to. Okay. We'll go around the back. We'll go around. I don't know why I'm trying to force myself to do this in like such a confined area. I don't know why I'm doing that. Maybe I'm just... Okay, there we go. He's right where I want him. Breed. Okay, all of them have the little hearts, which is fantastic. He looks pretty cool with his red stripe and his blue color. I can't wait to see what they look like when they're like fighting ready. But they're getting more powerful. So this will capture the eggs that these guys will start laying. Very cool. This is not a fertilized egg, but I still want it. Okay, good. Yeah, so he's blue. See, the females, they had a, see how they're like kind of red underneath? He now does not have that red. He's all just blue with a red streak down its back. I like that one. Let's see the next mutation, what happens. The mutation was on his health. So you see he's now 94 points, or 9,460. He was at 9,000. You can see the mutations starting to add up. So I want to get him. Geez, if I can get these things close to 15,000 health, then by the time I level them and imprint them, I want them like around 25, maybe even 30,000 health to take on the bosses. And then we'll start, once we get that, then we'll start mutating the melee. And here's one of my melee mutations for, so it's 349. All the rest of them at 337. So he has a melee mutation. So that's what we're working on with the Rexes. I think the first egg just got picked up, but I have to let it incubate before it hatches. Yep, there's the first 4. So we'll see what we get. I wasn't getting eggs fast enough with just the 2, so I got the male in the middle with the 4 females, so I get eggs 4 times as fast, obviously. So that is that. Let me fill up my water. I'm all healed up and everything after I got attacked and died. And yeah, so far so good.